Invention, it's an important part of the writing process. You discover what interests you in the topic, and you understand your assignment and its limits and what you said.
Another part of invention is understanding your assignment. You must comprehend your assignments before you start to write. And if it's a question, you should underline keywords. And if it's read out loud, copy notes. That's what you finish.
Length. This is where the page limit has no direct bearing on your page's main idea. If there's no page limit, consider the nature of topic's length. Purpose. And purpose the limits on what you say and how you say it. Expressive writing is convey personal feelings and impressions to readers. Informative writing is inform readers about something. Persuasive writing is try to convince readers to act or think another way.
Arrangement. The purpose is to organize your thoughts in a logical order so that your paper can flow smoothly.
Introduction. Ways to introduce your essay. Background information, questions, quotes, things like that.
When you get into your body paragraph, you should try to help. It helps to develop and support your thesis. And your body paragraph should be unified and coherent and also well developed. They should you can enhance it by repeating words and pronouns and stuff like that.
Okay, your conclusion should reinforce your thesis, your purpose, as well as your argument. It should be consistent with the rest of the essay, and you must not introduce new points, because that can confuse the reader. Ways to conclude your essay. Review key points, prediction, or quote. Purpose of drafting and revising, to get ideas out and react to them. Drafting and revising are a continuous process. A checklist for drafting. Begin with body paragraphs, get ideas down quickly, take breaks regularly, write with a vision in mind, and leave time to revise.
Revising. The purpose of revising is to make sure that your essay are logic, clear, and make sure that you express your ideas effectively. The checklist for revising is that to make sure if your thesis statement is clear, if your body paragraphs are unified or coherent, your sentence should be, is it effective or interesting, and your words, do they accurately express your ideas? And ways to revise are to have a cooling period, I can't speak. Have a cooling period,
Revise
on hard copy, and read it out loud if needed, and deal with the large element first.
The purpose of a narrative essay is to record events to create a mood or impression.
Alright. Anytime you tell what happens, it's a narration. Examples are diaries, biographies, autobiographies, personal letters, journals, and personal web pages such as Facebook. Narrative essays need specific details such as time, dates, and geographic locations. To maintain clear narrative order in a narration, you need to use chronological order, flashbacks, transitional words, and proper verb tenses.
Paperman flip.
Editing and proofreading. While editing, you want to search for grammatical errors, punctuations, and sentence style. While proofreading, you're looking for surface errors, spelling, typos, and incorrect spacing.
Be sure subjects and verbs agree. Plural subject takes a plural verb.
Be sure verb tenses are accurate and consistent. Be sure pronoun verb tenses are clear. Pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun in a sentence.
Be sure sentences are complete. To correct a sentence fragment, you need to apply the missing part of the sentence. Be careful not to use one-word sentences together without proper punctuation.
Two types of run-ons are a comma splice and through sentences. A comma splice is an error that occurs when two independent clauses are connected by a comma. A fuse sentence is an error that occurs when two independent clauses are connected without any punctuation.
Proofreading. Check for commonly confused words, commonly used words. Check for misspellings and faulty capitalizations. Check for correct use of underlining and italics, and check for typos.
Description. Tells readers the characteristics of a person, place, or thing. It relies on the five senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. It uses language to create a vivid impression for your readers.
Objective description. Focus on the objective itself. Focuses on precise and literal image as your subject. Painting an accurate picture rather than expressing how you feel. Denotation of words. Figures of speech, smile, metaphor, and illusion.
Subjective description is your personal feelings towards your subject, your conveyance significance of objects, and connotations of words of emotional association.
So the purpose and audience determines whether you should use objective or subjective description. Objective meaning like legal, documents, technical, business, or scientific, and subjective can be reason. It's important to use transition because it helps your readers follow your description. Without them, they will have a hard time finding the relationship between details. And the most important goal is to capture the characteristics. Details must create a dominant impression, meaning mood or quality, emphasized by your essay.
Exemplification uses one or more particular cases or examples to illustrate a general point or an abstract concept. It uses explain and clarify examples, stating examples that are explaining in details, adding interest examples, thought-provoking examples that draws the audience and keeps the reader entertained, and persuading examples that provide support for unconvincing general statements. The structure that you want to keep in an exemplification essay is chronological order, increasing complexity and importance. You want to make sure you have a thesis statement, enough examples, a range of examples, and make sure you're using transitions. When editing exemplification essay, it's the same as all the others. So just do it that way.
Process explains how to do something or how events occur. Process events in chronological order, which is a series of events, exact order, transitions between steps in a process.
Process instructions helps enable readers to perform a process such as directions or a manual. Process explanation uses first person, I or we, or third person, he, she, it, or they, either in a present or past tense.
Using process. You can use process to give instructions on a biology paper or an experience in chronological order. Planning a process essay, you have to distinguish between what usually happens and what really happens.
Editing and revising, ask yourself questions and go through your checklist.
Some questions on the checklist could be, do you have a clear thesis? Do your body paragraphs support your thesis?